So we're pros at this now. We know how to introduce this program. Go ahead. Okay. All right, welcome back to another Roller Skate Stories. This is going to be a good one today. But we were talking off camera,
right?
And you were mentioning episode 6, which was the one that you weren't on,
right?
Well, I mean, you were on the skate floor.
It was inspiring.
You weren't here sitting next to me.
It was inspiring.
Intro. So, what did you want to say? It was inspiring because of your good roller skating.
No, ironically, I'm having a Kendra moment. You know, like it's like where you realize the camera is recording. Because before I forgot. So, episode 6. All of the episodes are great, and I appreciate every episode just out of the difference of each individual episode. But episode 6 and like being indirectly like it was like so my outside perspective and just watching it and like hearing you talk and there's an empty chair. It was just like, so this episode is not like, there's some stories that don't have to be told. And then the music come and then everybody that you skate with, and it's just like, I feel like that was just like a get well. Like that was just like a ultimate, just like a energy boost, a confidence boost. Just like, hey, we're gonna skate for you until you back to skate again. So like, I really appreciated the energy from that and the emotion from that and the fact that you can do all of that just from watching the footage. I hope other people had something like that to take from it, because that was just a really good feel-good moment. I really did mean that the stories we tell are in words usually, but there are other ways to tell stories. And that was, I think it worked. Quite a story. Yeah, it was fun to produce, but it's always funner to have you here. And of course, obviously the footage that we used was prior to your accident. Those of you who skate with us know and understand that we're shooting a lot of footage, and a lot of it we don't use on that particular episode. So we've got footage standing by, so that's where that came from. That was unique. Yeah. And we may have to do that again sometime. I don't want to have an accident to happen, like to have that again, but if we can have more of like that special touch, because like not highlighting somebody, but highlighting everybody, that was... I like that too. That was really unique. Like that was special for me to watch and everything. Just the fact that like we continue the story. Right. So that was... Thank you. Very cool. All right, well, let's get on with today's program, and it's Shawn Belver. He is kind of like a roller skate legend. Yeah. And a cowboy at the same time. You know, he was telling me he's got a sponsorship. I forgot the shirt, but the shirt that he wears, like they're sponsoring him. It's very nice. Yeah. So he's got a really interesting story, but let's get into it. Here's Shawn. So we are here with Shawn Belver today. Thanks, Shawn, for coming in.
Thank you, guys. I'm really excited about this. Let's roll, man.
An extraordinary roller skater, and we're going to see a little bit of that later on.
Okay.
But we'd like to hear a little bit of your story first.
Yes, sir.
So when did you start roller skating?
About 6th grade. I went to California. My relatives introduced me to it. I came back here. I went to Rollerland, and they were playing piano music. And I was like, this is not the roller skating I saw in California.
So they had like a live piano player?
I can't recall if it was live. All I know is it was piano music.
Okay.
You know, and La Freak La Chic is what I skated to when I was in California, and I was just hooked.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in 6th grade. It's the summer of 6th grade, coming of age, and I was like, where's my skating ring? And then we found one on I-17 in Thomas called Rollerland, and it was bumping. It was bumping. Now it's a fish store. But it had wood floors, and the wood floors are still there. You can see the cars, the engraving.
Yeah.
But then we went back to Rolero, and then Tom and Beth owned it, and then it was hopping.
Okay.
But they had rules. You had to wear a collared shirt.
Oh, wow.
I had long hair. I was a hippie. Right?
You were a hippie.
I was a hippie. I had to have short hair, and so I'd sneak in once in a while. But you had to wear a collar. Your shirt had to be tucked in.
Wow.
Did you ride solo or did you have a group?
I had a group.
You had a group?
I had an older group, and that's why I had to learn how to skate good quick, because you couldn't be with that group if
Can't
you
risk
couldn't.
injury.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. So everybody was older, so I had to step up and learn how to skate. And
This would have been the 70s, 80s?
this would have been early 80s.
Early
Yes,
80s.
early 80s.
Have you heard about the new dance craze? Listen to us, I'm sure you'll be amazed. Big fun to be had by everyone. It's up to you, surely can be done. Young and old are doing it, I'm told. Just one try, and you too will be sold. It's called a freak, they're doing it night and day. Allow us, we'll show you the way. Aw, freak out. The freak says chic. Freak out.
Was everyone syncopated or would you guys just ride together as a group? Like, did you have choreography? Or?
No,
No?
we did not.
Everybody
just went out there and did their thing.
As a group.
And that's when, you know, after we got a little bit older, I started Great Skate Open. I was there the day it opened.
Wow.
And yep, the day it opened, I was there, and I started skating there. And then my kids started helping teaching classes, and this is where it really became a teaching moment for me. I've been teaching there over 20 years. And
So these were your kids?
my kids started going, and they went through the classes. Then when they were done with the classes, they would help with the instructors. And then Darian,
Yeah, Darian. Yeah.
our friend Darian,
Wow.
he was one of my punk kids.
Okay.
And you know why he was one of the punk kids? Because he was one of the ones that were really good and bored to death. Because he's already went through all the classes, and he was outstanding skater.
Yeah.
And there's 7 more Darians that were out there, always getting in trouble. So I just threw a great skate shirt on, and I got a little class. I got a little edge on the side, and I started teaching jam and rhythm skating. And out of all the skating rings, nobody taught rhythm and jam. It was all figure skating.
So this is a really important interview as well. So we had Darian on here,
Yep.
and now we have one of the instructors to teach Darian.
Well, I can't take the credit for that.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, he was already knocking it out of the park, but he was a little punk kid.
This
His
is
dad was a
amazing.
friend of ours. His dad helped my kids get in college and
Right.
stuff, so he was a roller skater. He was an instructor there as well.
Right.
Darian was knocking it out of the park. He wanted to do groundwork. I remember this. He wanted to do groundwork. I want to skate. I don't want to do groundwork.
Sounds like Darian. Huh?
But in my class, once you get to my class, you have to pass every one of those classes, and then you can come to my class.
A rite of passage.
When you come to my class, it's about you. It's your church. It's my church. It's about, when you come to my class, I ask the individuals, what do you want to learn? And we have everybody there to teach them. I'm not the only teacher. It's every one of my students are teachers
So you're still a teacher to this day.
to this day.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Every Saturday in there.
That's beautiful.
So Darian, you know, was there, and he was right when I kind of started the classes, and then he grew up and kind of moved on, and then other people come in, and then we got, you know, some troubled youth that comes in has nothing to do all day, and you can kind of sniff those guys out that are good skaters, you know, take them under your wing, and now they're great skaters.
An important keynote.
I've talked to a few skaters who say that skating actually brought them out of a very difficult lifestyle.
It did me as well, and same with the people who brought me into skating. It was taking them off the street and having something to do.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my friends, when they hit coming of age, started going to clubs and stuff. I still skated. I just skated. I never stopped, and I love it, and I love teaching.
I feel like that's a very important grasp on skating, because you started out with a group and now it seems like that you keep a group of skaters always together.
It's neat. I can make one phone call and I can fill up with all my old students. When I come here,
that's important.
Some of these guys were my students when they were young. I mean, it gives me the chills, because what took me forever to learn, I think we were talking about that the other day, on how some of this stuff, and the balance, that comes, and I can teach somebody that, and it took me years because nobody taught me. So if I can get that and those struggles, and I can teach them in one session, it flows me, it makes it worth my while. It's balance. It's your head, it's your waist, it's your knees. It's all about balance. And
we've got some footage of this guy balancing on two skates, on two wheels, as he's rolling along.
He's got
it. He's been working on that for a while.
Yeah.
He's got it down.
Yeah.
How about you? Is there anything, any move or trick that you find challenging, difficult now?
I'm not a skater that skates with everybody. I'm not a rhythm skater.
Yeah.
I have a hard time following other people because my body skates. It moves. So when everybody, it does. And some people are like, oh, it's just skating, and I can do it for a few minutes and all of a sudden I'll break out. Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are, there's nothing wrong with it. And we teach it in our class. Yeah. My body won't allow me to follow those moves. And sometimes I really want to, but I just get bored, or it just tells me to go right. So I'll go right. So a lot of these moves that I brought some moves that people do now that I got from Japan, or I'll research it, like toast and butter. I mean, that's one I saw. That's what they call it there. It's called toast and butter. And I'm still not even good at it, but these young girls were good at it, so I started them to do it. And there's a couple I landed on my own. My legs aren't as long, so I couldn't get over a cone. So I'm trying to teach people how to crazy leg through a cone. So what I had to do is I had to crazy leg, so that's crazy leg one way, and I had to kind of jump. And everybody was like, man, it looks like you're floating. How did you do that? And I was like, I can't get my leg over the cone. So that's one of my signature moves. It's kind of a mistake. You learn a lot of these moves by mistake.
Does it have a name? Did you name it?
I haven't yet. My class, I think, named it like twice or something like that, but I'll show you tonight.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah, it's slick. It makes you look like you're sliding.
Oh, let's do that.
All right. So if somebody's watching and they're here in Phoenix and they want to take your class, now you say they've got to go through all the classes at Great Skate, but how does that work?
We evaluate them.
Okay.
So I'm the DJ in the mornings. I volunteer. I'll start the music. We'll get everybody. We'll do stretching. It's not just my class. There's world champions. There's world champion figure skaters, and then there's us jam skaters.
What days are these?
This is Saturday morning, and it starts at 9. You got to be there at 8:30. The doors will lock. It's very controlled, except my class. So
you're the rebel.
Correct. We have music in the back. I turn it down, but you go through their classes now. If you're new there, you do the stretching, you stay seated, you raise your hand, we'll evaluate you, they'll bring them to me, I'll see, can you skate backwards, can you do a spin? And sometimes I can really see the desperation, and I have some people that back me up. So if I see somebody that's not really there, but they really, really, they saw me on a video, they really want to learn, I'll go ahead and have somebody cover for me and take them aside and show them, but I'll make them work on that move. I'll be like, no, you have to, I'm already letting you in here, before you do that, you have to do this, this, and this. I guarantee you'll learn it by the end of the session. And it's really gratifying to see them get it and just smile and they come back. And it's like,
that's awesome.
Makes it worthwhile.
Accept the challenge.
Yes.
So I don't know if we think we maybe covered a little bit of this, but how did you get started teaching classes?
Seeing the boredom of the people that already went to the classes. I mean, sometimes the skating ring is just a babysitter for some of these kids, and they enjoy going. Don't get me wrong, but during a class, it's like sitting in school. You've already went through that class,
Right.
So these guys
You want to be challenged.
and the younger ones are getting in trouble, right? They're like skating, playing tag, and they're getting in trouble, and the older ones just won't come back because they're bored or they'll leave, and I'm like, no, stay here. Your kid's in class. So then I took that opportunity to start in a small corner, and they would kill me. They'd knock it out. And I'd slowly bring it back in and now we're all one family. I mean, we're all one family. It is a skating rink. It's a family where everybody comes. It's our church. Everybody, if you're a jam skater, figure skater, whatever, now it's open.
And that's one of the things I love about skating. It brings in people from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, brings them all together. And
all the different cultures just come together. You walk through that door, it doesn't matter what religion, what culture, or anything. It's the rolling culture.
The rolling culture, I like that.
Right?
This energy in a classroom, this energy on a skate room floor, this energy anywhere.
Yeah.
This is
We come together.
Yeah,
we come together on that floor. We're all one.
That's ideal.
And then we're all teaching each other. Because I can't teach everything. I'm 55 years old, so I'll grab one of my students that are outstanding. I mean, you should see these guys. They're going to blow you away when you go to my class.
That would be cool.
I mean, and they'll come in. I say, can you break that down for me? I'm hurting a little bit today. One of my younger students will be out. No problem.
That would be cool.
They'll come in there and break it out. But it's you would really enjoy it, and it's definitely one of a kind.
I'd love to bring a camera as well.
Oh, we have cameras. There's always cameras set up.
Okay, that's
we always
special.
got some audio. And then at the end of the class, we try to do I don't know if this is back in my day of skating, but we'd have the circle. So we make a big circle, and we have a jam off. So everything that you've learned within that time, everybody has to show me what they learned.
Okay.
So we'll get in there, and then everybody will clap with the music, and they'll spin around. You can see some of our videos. They'll pull out, and each person, even kind of the beginners, will have to get in that circle.
That's a great tradition.
Yes, it's neat.
That's
What kind of skates do you use?
I use kind of artistic skates or high heels. The fur coming down on the back, the heels up like a cowboy boot. They call me the roller skating cowboy, so I got to follow through. I don't have speed skates. I mean, I'm really one of a kind. My wheels are 85 A's. I mean, they're super soft. They're turbo wheels, but it's been my style. I mean, that's when I grew up.
And you haven't put spurs on them or anything like that?
That would be cool.
Yeah, don't get me started on that.
We'll give you ideas.
Yeah, because that's another wheel I can do another trick with. But not on the wooden floor.
How about advice for beginners? Do you have any advice?
Keep your knees bent, nose in front of toes. And I'll have this debate all the time with different people who teach. Everybody teaches different. So some people will come to you and say, well, that's not really how you teach them. And I'm like, well, they fell and they're getting frustrated because one of them hit their head twice. Mm-hmm. So yes, I'm going to have their posture bent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to have their nose in front of their toes, and they're going to be leaning a little bit. Mm-hmm. I know that's not maybe what you want to teach them, but that didn't work for them. Yeah. So I want them to be more excited. And same with me, I might teach different, so I'll ask somebody else to teach them that move. So my advice to the new skaters is ask the good skaters, and always keep your knees bent, and keep your nose in front of your toes. Like a football player. You're always down like a football player or a boxer.
Which if you do fall, that's a better position to be
yes,
in
sir.
anyway. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And I believe that's why the artistic skates, everybody has the heel up. Because when you're a boxer, you're bouncing on your toes. When you're a football player, on your toes. A ballet, toes. I'm halfway there.
Is that your next endeavor? You're going to do ballet?
No, we won't.
Skates?
We won't be doing that.
Right. Roger loves a challenge.
Yeah, I'd love to film that.
That's great advice.
Well, Shawn, this has been a great interview.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate what you guys are doing for the skating community.
Yeah.
So this is going to be great.
Likewise.
Yes. And
we'll have some footage of you out there.
Yep.
Let's roll.
Let's roll, brother.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Hello, this is Jacob, and you're watching Roller Skate Stories.
Okay, so I'm with Shawn Belver one more time. We got to talking after your interview, and we decided there's still some things that we didn't talk about.
Yes.
So you were telling me about when you first started skating, you had to ride your bike to get there.
Yep.
Did you carry your skates?
Didn't have skates, couldn't afford skates.
Okay.
So what we'd do is we'd get off school,
mow lawns, get enough money to get in the skating ring. It was like $3 to skate. So me and a bunch of friends would get it, and we'd ride all the way to Rollerland, which would be almost 2.5 miles, and it got over at 12. And we would ride back, at 12 o'clock at night from skating, and we just have a ball. That's how we grew up, from 12 until we got a car.
With lights on your bike?
No, there's no lights on the bike, no.
Just feeling your way, huh?
Yeah, we just went down, old school. It was just our neighborhood. We just knew everybody.
Yeah.
And we'd all skate together, and we'd skate, and we'd drop one guy off at a time, and then go back home and start it all over. And, we couldn't afford skates, so we would put skate covers, which were kind of the figure skaters would put the skate covers, because we kind of didn't want some of the rich kids to know that we couldn't afford our skates.
So you got the rentals, but then you covered them up.
We covered them up,
yeah. Yeah, that's smart.
Yep, and then one of my best friends bought me my first roller skates from a yard sale, and they were Douglas Schneider Customs, which was a figure skate. And to this day, I still skate in a high top boot.
Yeah.
Because that's what I learned on.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, it's a trend.
Yeah. And you were telling me, you didn't have your own skates growing up, and so now you have an organization that helps kids get their own skates.
Yes, so I teach class, and so there's a lot of kids that go there that kind of in the same boat. They're excellent skaters, but it takes you about an hour and a half to get used to the rental skates, if not longer. So we'll find a kid, and we'll put on a little show, or we'll do something where he wins skates.
Okay.
And then he felt like he earned those skates.
Yeah.
And we'll all go together and find good skates. We bought a whole bunch of used ones from Great Skate. They got rid of their speed skates. We bought them for $300. I still got about 12 of them.
That's
and
awesome.
I still hand them out. I got videos of me handing them out. And not me, but as everybody at the skating ring, we'll pick somebody that deserves it, that can't afford their own skates. So I love it. It really just makes the hair on my back stand up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And there's a lot of these guys out here today that were in my class.
Okay.
That were in the same boat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
That's cool.
Absolutely love it.
Skating is so universal. It cuts through all barriers, and everybody, from high society all the way down to not so high society.
It's our church. When you walk through the doors, you're all welcome.
Yep.
Yeah, and I love it. And you guys are doing a great job by promoting it. Thank you very much. I just can't thank you enough.
All right, well, thank you. We'll see you out there.
Okay.
All right. Say that again.
So we just ran into one of my students from how long ago?
I would say almost 2 years ago.
And this is what makes it happen for me. She just said, "Do you remember teaching me Crazy Leg?"
Yes, so he was a great teacher. I learned some other stuff from you too, so I've definitely come a long way since then, and I appreciate having you.
And this wasn't planned at all, so thank you very much. It makes it worth my while.
Awesome. And what's your name?
I'm Taina.
How do you spell it?
Taina. Taina.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Come skating. Enjoy yourself.
This is Lori, and you're watching Roller Skate Stories.
All right. Great interview with Shawn Belver and the cowboy hat and all.
It's a privilege.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He was talking about the classes that he teaches over at Great Skate.
Church.
He calls it church, yeah.
Church.
I had no idea he was teaching for that long, 20 years. That's impressive.
Actually, Shawn, look for me soon, because I need to learn how to skate again. Please.
Yeah, he wants to do the redo course.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're going to focus on me, I will be there Saturday. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so that was a great episode. Next week, I am not sure who we're going to have. Oh, we want to cut?
Oh, wait, no, I'm not done.
You're not done?
No.
Okay.
No.
Take it.
Okay, sorry.
You're on.
I was being modest at first. I thought you had more to add.
Oh, no.
So, now, I feel like every episode now, I learn so much more about Arizona. And not just Arizona. It's just the impact. When you grow up and you're doing things and you don't know why you're doing them, I feel like interviewing people at this age and at this stage, different backgrounds, different stories. He was a part of the Darien experience.
Yeah.
For those people that know Darien and how important that episode was for you. Just to have more people that's involved in the community and how troubled youth come and they're some of the best skaters. I feel like at a certain point, if I didn't have roller skating, that would have been my punishment. You know, some way I would have found skating. But just to be introduced through my uncle and to have that connection and, you know, that BY skate, like people like Shawn and episodes like this is the reason why, like, I would never hesitate when you ask me to do another project. It's because the meaning behind it, and then now you get to the layers. This is amazing. Thank you, Shawn, and thank you, Milton. Thank you, Kendra, Mama T. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you, everybody that sat down. Adam, everybody.
And there's more to come.
And there's so much more to come.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, everybody, please reach out to us at rollerskatestories@gmail.com and get lined up for an interview, because we really need to hear more stories.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, that's a nice little speech you did there.
Well, hey, I need
From
more
the heart.
stories. No, I need more stories now. To understand how everybody felt about me not being here this is my response to being back. Let's go get more stories. And please help us extend other than Skateland Chandler. We love you, Skateland. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, DJ K Hammer. Catch us there every Tuesday from 8 o'clock to 11. And we will be out there doing our thing.
For Turnt Up Tuesdays.
Turnt Up Tuesdays. We definitely can't forget that. But it's just now, like, there's so much more.
There's a whole world out there.
Yes, so like every Tuesday, please don't miss an episode, because there's so much more to come.
Yeah. All right. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Roller Skate Stories.